We get rumors on what to expect on next year's iPhone 7s. We get leaked images of HTC's up-and-coming flagship, the HTC 10. It seems that Apple has set a launch date for the Apple Watch 2 to be in September. We get more leaks on the Samsung Galaxy S7 Active. Google is working on a new way to enhance search on Android. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Happy Easter to all of you that celebrated this past weekend. Now, the first story of the day happens to be around Apple and the next generation iPhone. The next generation iPhone being the iPhone 7s. Now, this iPhone isn't even expected to enter full production until next year. Now rumors have circulated saying that we could expect to see a glass panel on both the front and back of the phone. Now this would be a lot like the iPhone 4 and 4S, but the only difference is that we will see is that the edges will be curved, similarly to what we see in the likes of the current Samsung flagships. Another rumor that has been suggested is that we will also get a 5.8-inch AMOLED curved display. We've now got leaked images on what the HTC 10 actually looks like ahead of the purported launch of this smartphone on April 12th. Now, what we can tell from these images is that there will be a 3.5mm headphone jack which will be located on the top of the phone. The camera is also rather protruding and there is no fingerprint sensor, at least the fingerprint sensor hole that we would expect to see if the fingerprint sensor was on the back. You can also see that there's a cutout for maybe a USB Type-C port on the bottom of the phone. There also seems to be some holes, likely for a speaker or a microphone. Now this would mean that the phone itself would not come with HTC's signature boom sound speakers, which they've been teasing on Twitter. So now I'd like to get into talking about the Apple Watch 2. Now, we had heard previous reports that the smartwatch would be being released at Apple's event which they held this past Monday on March the 21st. But now there are a number of possibilities as to when we will see our first glimpse of this Apple Watch. Now, the first of these being a full launch and release of the smartwatch in June at Apple's WWDC conference. The second being a launch at WWDC and a release when the iPhone 7 is. And lastly, a launch and release at the same time as the iPhone 7. So we could either expect to see this new smartwatch being released in summer or sometime in the fall. Now, tipster Evan Blass has hinted that AT&T could be testing a variant of the Samsung Galaxy S7. He goes on to show that the model numbers for the Galaxy S6 and the S6 Active were only of a difference of between 1. Now, you don't have to have the IQ of Albert Einstein to understand that this tweet is clearly alluding towards a Galaxy S7 Active being tested. Now, when opening up the camera app on an Android phone, you're able to point it at some sort of location and retrieve information on the fly from what is seen in the camera. But now Google, as it turns out, are working on a new way to implement this technology. So it turns out that Google are going to implement this into some sort of goggles. Now, hint, hint, this could be for the next generation Google Glass, as was leaked a few days ago. So what do you think about Apple releasing an iPhone with a curved display as well as a curved glass back? Leave your comments down below in the comment section. Links to all the articles I've talked about can also be found in the description section. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Check out one of these videos playing on screen now. Subscribe for more and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.